Investigators in Albany County, New York are convinced sewer worker Edward Merrow is a cold-blooded killer.
It seemed very deliberate. It seems well covered up. He certainly thought long and hard about it.
They believe Merrow killed at least 2 women. His roommate, Megan Cunningham, covering it up with a house fire. And his occasional date, Shelby Countermine, a jogger, discovered Shelby's remains buried in a shallow grave on Water Department property.
I think he was one May morning jog away from getting away with these murders.
Cops say Merrow is the prime suspect in Shelby's murder because he's believed to be the last person to see her alive.
This looks like her, yes.
So detectives bring him into the interrogation room.
She got tattoos?
And just as the questions begin, Merrow's cell phone rings.
Can you just turn it off?
Now, with his phone silent, Merrow is anything but. He opens up in a 3-hour bizarre interrogation that you have to see to believe.
Yeah, you understand you're the last one I saw.
I understand. I'm slightly terrified about that.
Why are you terrified?
I'm assuming I'm a suspect of murder. It's kind of scared the shit out of me because I didn't do anything. I don't think I did anything wrong to hurt her or anything.
Merrow doesn't deny knowing Shelby. In fact, he claims he met up with her 3 times for sex.
I don't really know much about her. I didn't even know her name was Shelby up till her father called me.
He admits being with Shelby the day she vanished. He says he invited her to his parents' house. Their get-together was interrupted by an urgent need to go to the bathroom.
You're talking to her at the house and you decided you gotta go to the restroom quick?
Yeah, I was sitting there and breakfast didn't agree with me. The coffee kicked in, started kicking in, and I was like,
Time to go.
time to go. Didn't
Right.
argue with it, so
Okay.
I went in, did it real quick, and as I'm coming out, she's clicking off the picture frame.
Merrow claims when he saw Shelby snorting what he thought was heroin off of a framed photo of his grandmother, he threw her out of the house.
Well, she was starting to argue more in the first few seconds, and I said, well, I can call the cops. She went out through the front door, yeah.
Should I continue to carry on up front?
No. She just started stomping down the front walk, and I shut both doors and locked it.
So she walked out and you deadbolted it, right?
Yep. And after that, I haven't seen her since. Pretty sure I didn't kill her. She was alive when she left my house. She was high on heroin, I think. It was heroin.
Okay, I think there's more to it, and I think you're holding something back. I think you know exactly what it is, and I'm looking for you to just
I
tell me
don't know
the
what
truth.
it is. What do you want me to tell you?
You told me before you don't think you killed her.
I don't think I killed her.
You heard that? He said, I don't think I killed her.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know. As far as when she was leaving, I don't know what happened.
Detectives briefly leave the room, and when they return, Merrow has been crying buckets.
Your eyes are beet red right now.
Those tears are about to wash away any doubt Merrow is the killer. Watch closely. Merrow tells detectives he became worried when he saw the news that Shelby's body was found.
How long has this been bothering you for?
A week now, since you figured out who she was, it's been bothering me because I should have came in then.
It's been bothering you for a week?
Oh, yeah.
Where'd you first see it?
No, the news.
It's been bothering you since Friday?
Thursday, Friday, whenever I found out.
Okay. What day's today?
Thursday.
With that statement about the days, Merrow just made the detective's case.
You know we only released who it was 2 days ago, right?
I thought it was this weekend. I could have swore it was a weekend.
No, it was Tuesday. We said we found a body that was in the news last week, but we didn't say who it was until Tuesday.
What you said earlier.
I think the most important thing, the most damning thing that happened during that interview is he revealed that he knew the identity of the remains that were found in Queens before anybody else in the world knew it was.
And investigators tell Crime Watch Daily there's also strong circumstantial evidence tying Merrow to Shelby's murder.
His cell phone records for the day that he picked her up, I mean, it shows that he drove right to her house in Schenectady, picked her up. A very short time later, there was no history at all. Either the phone was turned off or he was in an area that there was no cellular service, which was kind of unusual for him as we looked at his phone records.
And cops also say Merrow even bragged to coworkers about how he could get rid of a body.
He described starting fires. He described how to dispose of a body without, it being able to be found. I mean, he even discussed putting a body in the sewer system.
That evidence is enough for the grand jury to indict Merrill for the murder of Shelby Countermine. The grand jury also indicts Merrill for the murder of Megan Cunningham, 2 counts of second-degree murder and 2 counts of tampering with physical evidence. Now, in an unusual move, the prosecutor combines both murders into one trial.
Who was the last person to see and speak to Shelby? This defendant.
Merrill's defense attorney weirdly quotes Joe Pesci from My Cousin Vinny.
Everything those guys say is.
But it's Merrill's incriminating statements in the interrogation that tip the scales to guilty. The jury convicts him on all 4 felony counts.
When they said that word guilty, and they said it again and again, and then one last time, guilty on all 4 counts, it was a big wave, it was a big rush of relief.
At the sentencing, Merrill, now wearing the yellow jumpsuit of a convicted killer, listens to Lori's victim impact statement.
No parent should have their child taken away in such a senseless manner by a monster with apparently no remorse. A predator, a deviant killer who preyed on young, vulnerable women for his own depraved gratification.
I was able to make eye contact with him once during my impact statement. I looked up and he looked right at me, just briefly. It was enough. I just thought, maybe there's a tiny molecule of humanity inside this man, and he'll look at me and maybe he'll see Shelby and he'll just want to say, I'm sorry.
But then, in a dramatic moment, Merrill stands up and professes his innocence.
I'd like to apologize for the families that lost their daughters, but I didn't do it, Your Honor. That's all I have to say.
I really wanted to start screaming. I couldn't believe that he did that. I couldn't believe that one moment, it just was another chance for him to just slap us down. Just another chance to slap everybody in that room across the face and say, guess what, I don't care, I'm not giving up. I didn't do it.
But the jury says he did do it. Merrill's sentence, 50 years to life. And in a sad way, it's also a life sentence for Shelby's mom, Lori.
I wouldn't have been able to take my daughter's remains and put them back into the ground. Oh, no way. So we had her cremated and we brought her home. And she's there still. I wish that I could switch places with her so that she wouldn't have had any pain. I'm sorry that I couldn't help her. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to save her.
Merrill's attorney has said she plans on appealing his conviction, claiming that the judge's decision to try the 2 murder cases together was prejudicial to her client. I'm Chris Hansen. If you like this story, make sure you tune in every day to Crime Watch Daily. You can find where the show airs in your city at crimewatchdaily.com. Watch it live or record it on your DVR and watch it at night. And to all those criminals out there, remember, we are watching.